At number three, coming to shatter that illusion of romance you have, is Misaki Shokuho and Toma Kamecho from A Certain Magical Index series, or Toru Machisu no Indexu. Hey, kind of said that one right. Toma is the typical harem protagonist. He's oblivious to the affections of all the girls around him, but he has a good heart. He's kind, really likes helping people. And even if it means himself getting hurt, he will try to help others. Just because he wants to protect everyone's smiles. He's honestly a genuinely good guy. He can get upset at people if they push him too far, but he's a good guy. And not to spoil too much, but he's got a couple memory issues. And here we have Misaki, who is the fifth strongest Esper in a city filled with Espers. Her ability is called Mental Out. Pretty much means she can control people's minds. The thing to note here is Toma's right hand is the keeper of a special power called Imagine Breaker. It's not anything spectacular, honestly. The power actually just negates supernatural abilities that come in contact with him. So Misaki can't use her power to erase his memory, to change his mind, or anything without specific conditions. She can't control him or read his mind, which is unique for her. The city they live in is called Academy City. The city's a city of science, of scientists, experiments, and everything. And some of these are rather dark experiments. Misaki has been involved in a few. Terrible ones, too. So, she doesn't really trust the scientists, with good reason. So, she's kind of developed a mindset where she only really trusts people whose minds she can read to see what their motivations, why they're doing this. But she can't read his mind. She can't control him. She can't do anything about him, and he keeps popping up randomly at her life. But then this happens. While she's a middle school student, she kind of starts developing a little crush on him. But he says no. I'm interested in more mature girls, the big sister type. Though he doesn't say it, it's kind of hinted he prefers them a little busty, and she's kind of flat. As the story goes on, then an event happens. She's developing psychic powers, and she's getting stronger and stronger. But some people don't like that. A group, let's just say a gang, forms around her, and they want to teach her a lesson. They say she's ruined all their lives. Not by purpose, mind you, but her powers have been influencing them and causing them to make mistakes and do things they otherwise wouldn't, and screwing up their lives. Really, they can't prove any of that. That's what they're saying. And they turn all their anger against her. Toma steps in and tries to protect her. The gang tells her, you're just under her influence. She wants a hero, so she's controlling you. They don't know about the hand. But he says, no, he's doing it on his own. He wants to protect this helpless girl. And then the battle begins. She uses what power she can to try to manipulate them, but they're wearing helmets that prevent that. So the battle falls mostly onto Toma, who, again, all he can do is cancel special powers, which they don't really have. So he's just fist fighting them. Battle is brutal, and in the end, an ambulance has to take Toma away. Things get bad. He's suffered some serious damage, and honestly, he may not make it. Misaki's powers do not work with basic electromagnetism as some would suggest, but in fact, her power is manipulating the chemicals in the body, in the mind. She uses her power at full blast, at close range, avoiding his hand to manipulate it so he doesn't die. So the ambulance can treat him properly, and the doctors tell her something strange happened. She saved his life. If she hadn't done that, odds are he would have died before he reached the hospital. But a weird effect has happened. He can't form new memories of her. His mind works perfectly fine as it did, but her power affected him in such a way he can never remember her. So we flash forward to where our story is now taking place, about a year later. Misaki has developed some. She sees this. She sees him every once in a while. She sees him getting into trouble, trying to help people, and sometimes actually saving the city. And she introduces herself again and again, because every time they meet, it's his first meeting with her. He can never remember her no matter what she does. Her powers will never work on him. She can manipulate his memory as much as she wants, but they won't stick. So every time she has to reintroduce herself. The one person in the world she trusts because he openly and willingly helped her when nobody else would have, without being controlled or anything, and she can't even be friends with him because he won't remember her. It's rather tragic. And she gets her own story in her own book just for this tale, which I've been telling you. It ends with her finding out somebody else has been manipulating her mind, manipulating her. Turns out it's a girl Toma sort of failed to save because of her. Misaki and Toma just collided and he lost his phone in the collision. And he wasn't able to reach the girl, and that's it. She blames her for every mistake in her life, which kinda is. She has more validation than the group that attacked them. And she wants to kill Misaki for it. She's trying to drown her, but Misaki is convinced that Toma will somehow rescue her. The girl tells her, no, you know he can't. He's lost his memory of you. He's lost his memory of everyone now. And he is not coming to save you. He can't. Guess who shows up? He snuck out of a hospital for a different incident. He shows up and saves her. He does, and it's kind of spectacular. It kind of hurts knowing that he was trying to save this other girl too, but he wasn't able to, and now she's kind of a villain, and now she's fighting him. It's kind of a little tragic on that side too. Misaki doesn't hold anything against her either. Just unfortunate. So eventually Toma's returned to the hospital for reasons not involved with this story, but Misaki visits him. He just making sure he's safe and just to say thank you, even though he doesn't remember her. As she starts walking away, Toma looks at her and says, "Do I know you?" And she says no. And he returns and says, your perfume, it smells familiar." And she walks away with a small smile. Toma doesn't remember her. He might never remember her, but there's this little grain of hope. And that's what she clings to. It's a nice little story, right? You can see why there's a tragic element that is very enticing in this story. And Misaki is very paranoid, and rightfully so, in this city where there is a lot of corruption hidden underneath. But they could honestly work as a relationship. Misaki has matured, as Toma has hinted at his preference for women, and she's not a bad person. She is very selective about her friends. Yes, she can be a little bratty at times, and she's not open to trusting just anyone. But we've seen her in manga and other stories in the same world that she has been helping people behind the scenes, even putting her own neck on the line sometimes. And she does care about people, even though she's not so open about it. So it doesn't go against any morals or ideas Toma has. They could work. She likes him. Everything about her is pretty much something he stated he likes about girls. So it could work. But the tragic element that's keeping them apart is that he can't remember, which is so ironic for someone who can manipulate memories. It's a tragic love story, honestly. It's just right there, waiting and everything. And the fact that there is just the slightest bit of hope that he remembers her scent. It's like that is a great tease. I know on this list I've gotten really upset about one thing or another, but I don't think this was supposed to be a grand romance. But if a tragedy romance like this, that's delicious. That is magnificently well done. It's devastating. I will admit it's devastating, but it's a good story, and it still gives you hope, even though, in all honesty, you know it probably won't happen. But maybe that illusion too will be shattered. Card games on motorcycles. As we enter into number 2 on this list, card games on motorcycles. we enter the world of Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. And we enter the couple of Akisa Isinki and Yusei Fudo. If you know Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's a world where every issue seems to be solved by children's card games. I am not kidding. This one takes place in the not so distant future, which actually I think is now our present or possibly slightly past. Anyway, slightly dystopian. Things have fallen apart, but people persist. And they're playing card games on motorcycles. Not even kidding. I have spent many minutes trying to figure out how they kept the cards from flying off. But let's move on. Anyway, as the threat looms ahead, people are chosen, signers, each with a different mark on their body, signifying them as the signers to help deal with the threat that's oncoming. One of these characters is Yusei Fudo, our protagonist with the unusual spiky hair. Because this is a Yu-Gi-Oh! Series and there's always one character with weird spiky hair. And one of the other ones is Akisa. I'm using the dub name, let's get over it. That's the one I started off with, that's the one we're going with. She is unique. She's a psychic, an Esper. She has telekinetic ability. She can make the monster cards that they project on holograms become actual monsters. So that's kind of cool. She starts off the series as isolated, kind of evil. But as they duel and they fight each other, he breaks through to her. She telling her to join their team to help fight the oncoming threat. And that the world isn't as bad as she makes it out to be. Slowly the relationship builds. And there's a good moment that I like where they kind of parallel Snow White and Sleeping Beauty. Well, she goes into a coma, but his presence and his mark kind of wake her up from it. It's obvious that they have a special relationship, a special bond and link, which some people take it to be romantic. So do I. That's why we're doing this. They have moments. They do. Most of the time, it's like just a sweet look or something, but there are other stuff. So much so that even the characters start pointing out, yeah, you, Akisa, you like him. Which she will react, you shut your damn mouth. And even the scariest of characters will usually back away from her glare. It's fun. One of the biggest selling points is one specific episode. Things happen and Akisa is forced to ride along him during a duel. And she gets the thrill behind riding a motorcycle and playing this game. The open road and the wind flowing in your hair. So much so, she asked him to not only help her build a bike, but teach her how to ride it and be a proper duelist on it. And that's one of the most greatest moments is that to teach her how to ride, he teaches her balance by skating. They go to a skating rink and they skate. And they have pretty much a date. Don't believe me? Two kids, friends of theirs, tag along. They're twins, and they ask, hey, is this, and they talk to each other. They say, is this a date? No, it's not a date. I sure guess this is like a date. And they're having fun and skating, and she falls into his arms, and they're smiling at each other, and the girl says, yeah, okay, this is totally a date. We're third wheels. This is totally a date. They obviously like each other. What happens? At the end of the series, they defeated all their evils. They come on top. They are champions. They have fought the good fight. But it's time to grow up. They're moving apart. She's going to Germany with her parents, and she intends to be a doctor. She intends to become a physicist like his father. Here's an actual clip.
Aki.
電気はつけないで。
え？
ここで待ってたらいろいろなことを思い出して。今の顔は見せられない。もうここには優勢しかいないのね。
ああ、どうしたんだ？
優勢にはちゃんとお別れを言っておこうと思って。
そうか。
優勢、私あなたをあなたに会えてよかった。
俺もだよ、アキ。
優勢と会った初めの頃、本当はとっても怖そうな人だなって思ってたの。
俺だってそうさ。 秋に睨まれると本当に怖いからな。チーム戦で負けて帰ったら何されるかとビクビクしてたよ。
え、そんなこと思ってたの？
秋、笑顔を忘れるな。お前の笑顔は世界の誰にも負けない。
その笑顔をくれたのはあなたよ、ユウセイ。じゃあ行くね。
ああ、行ってこい。
Why didn't you kiss? They're like you. Yeah, but words fail me. Words are literally failing me. The imagery there is so sick. They see only each other. The moment is ripe. She obviously was about to confess to him, but at the last moment, no. It's like okay, bye. I'm not even kidding. Go rewatch it. It ends with okay, bye. Like they just decide not to say anything. Yes, they're about to move. They don't even talk about trying a long distance relationship. And they just split apart. Go away. If that scene didn't happen, if they didn't talk about a romantic relationship and any even hinting at like that in that scene, I probably wouldn't have even added it onto the list. That scene alone put it on my list because it's like it was so close, just sort of kissed. Okay. I know some people may say, oh, I'm sure they probably get together later, even across countries. I'm sure they'll hook up back together. We do get a flash forward in the last few scenes. We see Akisa has become a doctor, and a nurse crying comes in. She's worried she can't do her job right. Akisa reassures her she just has to keep moving forward and keep smiling, keep trying. It's the lessons she's learned from Yusei, which is a nice show how impact he's had in her life. That's it. We don't see Yusei's future. You could say they got together in the end. I mean, it's possible. She could have become a doctor, then called up, see what's happening with him. They could have met together, fallen in love again, dated. But no, we don't get any hints or anything whatsoever. We don't even see Yusei's future, which is why it's so upsetting. They had that beautiful moment, each other's eyes. That's like the perfect romantic moment confession. But no, we don't get that. We don't. And then she just says, okay, bye. I don't. That's not even teasing. If I know writers can be trolls, I've said it, but that's not even teasing. That is outright just like, hey, look, here's $5, and then punching you in the freaking face. Okay, I'm frothing now. I am frothing. I need to take a moment. Okay, I'm gonna take a moment. Okay. We're at number 1. Can you guess which ship I picked on this list for number 1? Pokemon shipping. Poke shipping. Ash Ketchum and Misty. I am going to run again. I just feel it coming. Okay, let's get to it, right? I think you all know what Pokemon is. It's a worldwide phenomenon. People catch monsters, train them, fight them, do other stuff with them. In the anime series, and I'm starting old OG people, back to the start, 20 years ago, we go. Ash Ketchum just becomes a trainer and makes a few mistakes, quite a few, some very bad mistakes. During this course of trying to rectify them, he meets Misty and steals her bike, and then wrecks it. Misty, furious, joins up with him on the pretense that, yeah, if I'm ever getting my bike back, I have to keep with you. And yeah, that's where their journey goes. We've had a lot of moments with Misty and Ash that can easily be interpreted as romantic. One of the first episodes has him catching a Caterpie, and she talks to herself like, wow, he really cares about his Pokemon. She likes his sweet, and caring nature. And honestly, they were together as a team, traveling together for such a long time. There are so many things I could point out and say, there's shipping fodder, that's shipping hitting. There are teases all over the place. They're on an island, and one of the gym leaders is like very interested in Misty. He says, "Stay with me, be my girl. You love water Pokemon, I love water Pokemon. We can be something great here." And she's like tempted. He's a great guy. But when Ash is fighting him and their Pokemon battling, she begins rooting for him, for Ash, saying, "You're the only one who can bring out Squirtle's power." Even the gym leader and his sister, like, wait, like, you're totally rooting for him. They are. Ash is oblivious, like any anime protagonist, but everybody else can see it. Hell, the second Pokemon movie, Pokemon 2000, there are so many hits and hints and like that entire movie is just shipping tease for these two characters. We have a character introduced there that literally just like, "Oh, he's your boyfriend, right?" "No, he's not." "Well, you're well, yeah, you are." "Oh, well, I know you don't like that about him, but it's just something you're gonna have to get used to when you two get married." "No, we're not. No, 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 no." And like, well, Misty says, "Well, he needs me. He needs me." "Well, of course he does." And she's, well, they don't. She doesn't even like they end. She doesn't even like say, "Nope, he's not my boyfriend. It's just he has me, and I'll make sure he stays safe." Even Tracy, one of the characters in the show, is like, "Yeah, you two like each other. It's no secret, people." Team Rocket, they're sort of evil rivals. Like, well, it's like, "You two are hooking up now? You're dating now?" "No, we're not." And like, even they see it. If it seems like I'm getting worked up about this, I am. I am. They were there for years together. There was always these hints that they were gonna start dating. I literally dug this out for this video. Pokemon To Be a Master soundtrack. This is literally the first album I bought. It was like my first purchase. And one of the reasons why is Misty Song, track 11. Play it now. I'm gonna.
Out here in the quiet of the night, beneath the stars and moon, we both know we've got something on our minds. We won't admit, but it's true. You look at me, I look away. I don't wanna tell you what I'm feeling, but I don't know how to stop. I wanna tell you, but now I'm afraid that you might break my heart. Oh, why should anything so easy ever be so hard to do? I wanna tell you what I'm feeling and to say that I love you.
Yes, I will admit this is American made, not a Japanese song, but it didn't help. That's one of the reasons that fueled my shipping fury. It seemed so much that they were gonna get together. Misty was clearly enamored with him. Everyone saw it. Everyone did. Like a lot in show, people saw it. Like, okay. And now here's why I have to say this ship is sunk, dead, canon wise. Years ago, Misty left the series. It's just the producers, the creative team behind the anime said, "You know what, we need to shake things up." Ash is staying on board, other characters are going on to do their own things. Misty is going to be the gym leader with her sisters. Brock is going to his family. And that's it. The team was broken up. I can understand why. And there was even hints to say, in a way, in a very subtle way, Misty confessed. Apparently, giving like a handkerchief to a boy you like is supposed to be like, hey, I like you. And she wrapped his lunch with her handkerchief. So yeah, here you go, take care. And it's like a very subtle thing. She's shown up a couple of more times in there, like a episode. There was a movie, and yeah, but for years now, we haven't seen Misty. Not to say they've forgotten about her. Ash has a lure she made for him that looks just like her. It's a cute little thing, and it's a prized possession of his. He literally fought some people to get it back. So it's not like you've forgotten it, or it's just that the producers are not going to do anything about this because she's been gone a few years. They have new fans who are watching the series who haven't seen the original series, who don't know who Misty is, and they just have no reason to do that storyline with them getting together. They've added new girls, new characters, and it just doesn't look like they're going to do it. I hate to say it, but it looks like they're not going to do it. I want them to get together. It might be because it was one of my first ships, and it's very dear to me, and this song is so catchy and heartfelt. But I want them to get together. Do I have anything more to say? No. Why aren't they together? I need another break. Okay. So that's my list. Just give me a minute. Okay, so those were my ships that weren't. OTPs that were not to be. Ships that got sunk. And I'm still bitter about it. Will I be bitter about it later? Yeah, definitely. It's like some of these are years old. It's not going to change much. Anyway, if you like, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below if you feel like it. I always appreciate comments, and I do try to reply when I can. Sometimes it's a little longer than I like, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to have another video, and it's a much, much, much cheerier topic. Top 10 ships of mine that did float on by. They became canon. They won out, baby. And I am kind of excited to start on that one. So, subscribe to make sure you see that one. My links are down below. Follow me on Storyteller Navi at Twitter. Everything else is down below. And thank you for watching. I got work to do, people. So, bye.